So this is a tree, right? And we're going to use the tree as a metaphor for our health. Now, the leaves on that tree could be beautiful and green, or they could be kind of brown. And when the leaves are brown, things like diabetes, cancer, anxiety, hot flashes, obesity, all of these things start to change those beautiful green leaves, our health, into these brown, ugly, crinkled up things. And what traditional medicine does, and trust me, I was a plastic surgeon for over 20 years. I was very much in that traditional medical model for quite a while. What we do is we see a symptom or a disease or something of that sort, and we try to fix it with a pill or a medication or a treatment. So I liken that to, if those leaves are brown, someone would take a bucket of green paint and paint those leaves green, right? They look beautiful, they're green again, but guess what? Underneath, they're still brown and rotting. We're not taking care of the roots. And any horticulturist knows that if you want the leaves and the rest of the tree to be healthy, you've got to manage the roots. So what do the roots look like when we have those kind of things, those kind of diseases going on? It looks like this, the SAD diet. And I call it the SAD diet. It's the standard American diet. So cheeseburgers, fries, milkshakes, that's the standard American diet. But stress also, things we don't think about. The American US has about 75% of doctor's visits are related to stress. When you kind of peel back all the layers of what's going on, stress is at the basis of a lot of that. Infections that we don't know, whether we know them overtly or whether they are stealth infections, things like toxins, but even things like loneliness. And over this past year, how many of us have felt the effects of just being lonely, not being able to hug the people that we want because of what's been going on with this particular disease? So, secret number 2, let go of whatever isn't serving you. So Einstein had it right. He said that insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. Well, sometimes what we do is even worse. We keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, even though the results are getting worse. And I get it. I totally get it. So if you're taking a medication that's helping you to sleep at night, or that's keeping you focused and productive during the day, it can be scary to think about letting that go. But if you're holding on to something that tight, you are just surviving, and you deserve better than just surviving. So Marty was actually my very first client. I call them clients and members now. I used to call her a patient. And when she came to us, she did her intake form. And what we saw was that she was drinking 25 cans. Yes, I did say 25 cans of Diet Coke every day. So as you can imagine, when you think about it, it's like, what? And at first she didn't want to let go because she felt that energy that she was getting from the Coke was the best thing for her. But we realized, of course, that it wasn't. And we slowly convinced her to start letting that go. And so she did. And when she finally let it all go, she realized that she had more energy. So sometimes one small change can make a huge difference in what's going on in your life. Another is Risa, who came to us, and she wanted to lose 40 pounds, which she did. But when she first came to us, it was almost like she had a cloud over her head. She never smiled. She was always very solemn. And, that's kind of the way she was. But what we saw is as she lost a little weight, the first time that she was able to clothe a blouse that she hadn't been able to wear in years, she had this little teeny tiny smile on her face. And you started to see the cloud starting to lift. And then as she lost more and more weight, you started seeing her confidence rise because she was getting lighter and lighter. And the last time we saw her, she was all smiles. And part of it was because she had lost the 40 pounds. But the other thing was that now she had the confidence that she had always needed to leave the job that she really didn't like to actually open up her own business. And now she's thriving. So it's important to be able to let go. And sometimes it's food, like it was with Laura, letting go of watermelon. Sometimes it's family. And I say that, everybody's got an Uncle Ned, right? Uncle Ned's the guy who comes to Thanksgiving dinner and he's talking politics and religion and just making everybody miserable. So sometimes you got to just leave Uncle Ned in the plane. When you're taking that leap into life yourself, sometimes you're going to be leaving other people behind, and that's okay. And the third thing is false beliefs. So how many of us believe that if mom had diabetes, we're going to have diabetes? If dad had high blood pressure, that we're going to have it too? Well, I'm here to show you, to give you proof that no, that's not the way. Remember those things. You change those 4 things, you can change the expression of your DNA. Your DNA does not mean that you are doomed to any one particular thing.